You know, we've got this mental image of who these people are, sort of maybe the 27-year-old, you know, quick talking, fast moving behind a computer screen. But is that right? Who are all these new retail investors?
Well, that surprised us, Brian. And this is not your nephew home from college playing video games, trading stocks in the basement, yelling at your sister for more meatloaf. These are folks largely in Gen X and a little bit older who have been putting money to work for the last year and teaching themselves how to trade stocks. So we were surprised by that. As you know, we've been surveying our audience all year about what they're doing, how they're feeling, what they're buying, their sentiment. And we wanted to find out who this new crop was because we know millions of traders came into the market. A lot of these folks are our age, middle age, a little bit older. A lot of them are trading stocks for the first time. They're self-taught and they're trading pretty frequently, Brian. It was very surprising to us.
You know, this is amazing, too, because I was actually digging into it. This is off topic, Caleb, but related to student loan debt and who really owes the most money, because we picture this as a young person's story. Every time we do a story on student loan debt, we show like a 24-year-old. The majority of debt, the biggest chunks, are owned by geezers like us, like a 42, 45-year-old person, probably with an advanced degree. That's who owns the biggest slices of debt. It looks like these retail traders. Heck, maybe they're some of the same people. We've got to stop referring to them sort of as the newbies. They might not be that new. They might just be guys that got out 10 years ago that are jumping back in.
Right. Men and women, and they're jumping back in, investing sometimes for the first time and teaching themselves, by and large, how to do it. A lot of these folks were self-taught. 75% said they were self-taught. A lot of them said they'd learned from websites. Thank you, CNBC. Thank you, Investopedia. A lot of them are learning from books. So this is not necessarily a have Reddit teach me how to trade crowd. These are folks who are trying to educate themselves, do it themselves. Maybe they're out of work. Maybe they had time on their hands over the past year during the pandemic, but they brought themselves in as market participants and they're teaching themselves to trade, and they're turning over their portfolios pretty frequently, which means they're trading frequently, although it doesn't look like they're risking too much money. And a lot of them, Brian, have said that they've done pretty well. Okay,
how well? We know how much they've made or lost?
Sure. We asked them, how much have you made? Have you up this year? Are you down this year? About 85% said that they were up this year. Now, of course, everybody likes to brag when they're up, so we don't know that for sure. We're not looking into their portfolios. But this is an honest crowd, the Investopedia readers. They come to us to learn, and they've been truthful with us all year. So a lot of them say they're up for the year, but they're not risking that much money. A lot of them are risking maybe less than $50,000 in a portfolio. The trades that they're making are frequent, but they're only trading a few stocks here and there. And their favorites, Brian, even though they might be an older crowd, are still some of the meme stocks, if you believe it.
Oh, yeah, they're so honest. Like when the doctor asks you, you know, Mr. Silver, how many glasses of wine do you have a week? 2 at most, maybe. Let's talk about the stocks they like to maybe that's just my answer. Let's talk about the stocks they like. Is it still all about Tesla and GameStop?
Sure. Those are their two favorites. They have some regret about Tesla not buying it in 2020 or not buying it frequently enough in 2020 on the dips. GameStop, obviously, because the gains were so intense and it was so volatile. It was an easy trade to get in and out of, but not an easy one to make money on. But they're also, and this is consistent with what we've heard all year from our larger audience, they like the big mega cap tech stocks. They think that Tesla, they think that Amazon and Apple have the best prospects this year. Of course, those three stocks have had their troubles in 2021. But these are folks new to the market. They know the big names. They know the big names that are out there on CNBC that they read about on our site too, and they're sticking with those.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.